All right, welcome. It is the live stream on Wednesday night. We made it to another Wednesday. So awesome that you could make it. And tonight we're going to be chatting about whether or not the pandemic has caused a change in the way we design or the way we think about kitchens, or maybe the way we use our kitchens, or the way that we'll use our kitchens in the future. And so it's an interesting concept to talk about and some interesting ideas. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. I'm going to read through this interesting article that I was looking at, and we'll look at that together to just talk about some of these things that maybe have changed or maybe will be different in the future now that we've been through such a traumatic event. Now, of all the things that the pandemic has touched, the kitchen is really probably the least of our worries. However, it is interesting to note that it has touched the way that we work in our kitchens. And I think it's an interesting concept, an interesting topic to talk about. So we're going to chat about that tonight. Um, I hope that you're all doing well, and I'm glad because I had a filling today, and my mouth is just getting back to normal, so I won't be drooling for tonight's live stream, unfortunately. And so that's good. Before we jump into the article and the content, we do have a quiz that we're going to look at together. I thought that would be fun while more and more people are jumping on, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button. That's a like button. Hit the thumbs up on the way in the door. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. And later on in the live stream, of course, if you do have a question about something that you're facing in kitchen design and you want to chat about it or want my input or somebody's input here in the chat, please feel free to ask the question at that point in time. But definitely say hi in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. I always love to hear about that. So we are jumping into it right away. We're going to do this quiz, and then we will get into the content of whether or not kitchen design has been changed now that the pandemic is kind of, we're settled in our ways now. We're not, it certainly is not the way it used to be, and we're not locked in our homes like we used to be, and things are sort of back to normal. I know for us, I would say things are pretty much back to normal where we're at. Um, and so, but has it changed? It caused a permanent change in the way that we design kitchens. But before we do that, let's check out this very interesting quiz tonight. This is pick or pass on these kitchen items, and we'll reveal a dream kitchen. So I haven't done this. I didn't go through this. I just, rifled through the first few to see what we're getting into, but I didn't pick or pass any of these yet. So we're going to look at this together, and it should be a whole lot of fun. I hope that you're doing well tonight, and let's get into it now. Let's make that a little bigger for you. Okay, this is pick or pass these kitchen items, and we'll reveal a dream kitchen. Well, that's always nice. I definitely could use a dream kitchen. How about you? See if I can find my screen here. Are we all set? All right, here we go. All right, so when it comes to cooking, blah, 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 I don't want to read all that. Let's jump into the quiz. All right, all right, all right. All right, pick or pass on a marble cheese board and knife. So I don't know what you, of course, the results will be different depending on who you are and what your needs are and all that kind of stuff. Than there will be for me, but these will be my answers, and we'll chat about these as we go. Pick or pass on marble cheese board and a knife. I've never used a cheese board. I don't know what any of these knives do. They look very interesting, and I'd like to get to know more about cheese boards. I do like cheese, but I'm very selective. I'm not like a connoisseur of cheese. Just grab me some cheddar and I'm fine. But I have no need for a cheese board in my life, so I'm going to pass on the marble cheese board. All right. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't need a marble cheese board. Okay, let's go to the next one. Pick or pass on a waffle maker. Well, I like waffles as much as the next guy. The problem with a waffle maker is, you probably already know what the problem is. The problem with the waffle maker is not that they make waffles, but that they make an absolute mess, and trying to clean them up. I, I haven't found a great way to do that. And every time we use a waffle maker, we always say, I don't want to clean this. So we never use it again. So I'm going to hard pass on the waffle maker. Sorry, waffle maker. Let's keep moving on. Pick or pass on a herb slicer. That looks interesting. Amy might pick the herb slicer. Myself, I don't mind just chopping things with a knife. Um, this probably would be better. It looks like it's high tech for some reason. I'm gonna pass though because honestly, I just use a knife for the amount of herbs that I need to chop up. So sorry, we're gonna pass on the herb slicer. All right, all right, all right. Let's keep going. Pick or pass on onion goggles. Seriously? You can get onion goggles for what? Okay, I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think about this? Do you Oh, there I am. I want to go to here. Onion goggles. That would look pretty sick in the kitchen if you ask me. If you walked in and like your grandma's just hooked up to these goggles, but man, I want to pick them so bad because they look really, really cool. They'd be great on a motorcycle, but just because like it looks like they just block the wind. Man, they look awesome. I'm gonna get a couple of those from my dad and I when we go riding. But I'm gonna have to pass on the on the onion goggles. Oh, they look pretty cool though. I mean, I maybe I'd just buy them because just to have. Yeah, Jackie says and add to my glasses collection. I gotta pass on the onion goggles. That's crazy that they have those. I don't find onions that bad. Like I don't get teary eyed with onions at all actually. So I use my diving mask. Put a snorkel and mask on. All right, so we're passing on the onion goggles. Okay, pick or pass on a food processor. Processor? Processor. I don't know how to say it correctly. I'm going to say processor. I think this is a pretty good thing to have in your kitchen. We don't have one. We try to use our Vitamix for this kind of thing, and it's not designed well. Our Vitamix isn't designed for that, at least. It doesn't do that great a job. So I'm going to pick the food processor, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab that. I think that's a good thing. I don't see how this is gonna tell me my dream kitchen though, but hey, we'll try. Pick or pass on a walk. Um, okay, now like uh, I'm not a chef at all, and to me, and no offense to anyone, a walk is just a frying pan. So I would pick a frying pan. How is it different than any other frying pan? I don't know. Maybe it's better for stir fries, but I'm gonna pick a wok because I just think a frying pan is probably a good thing to have, whether it's a wok or not. I used to watch this show. There was a show in Canada, and I forget the name of it, but it was a chef, and he cooked everything in a wok. I think it was even in the title. I don't remember. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna pick the wok. Okay, pick or pass on a cocktail on cocktail shakers. They look like nesting dolls. I gotta pass. I don't have any reason to have cocktails. I don't drink alcohol. These look like urns to me, so I'm gonna pass on those. Sorry, Phil. I'll send these to you. Pick or pass on a slow cooker. You know what? Yeah, definitely would pick a slow cooker. We have an Instapot, which is a fast slow cooker, whatever that is. I don't know. It isn't the whole idea of a slow cooker to be slow, but now they want it to be Insta. Everything has to be fast these days. Like the drive-through McDonald's has 3 windows now. Come on. I'm gonna pick a slow cooker because I think those are pretty handy, especially for a family. You put it in the morning, it's just done after work, it's all good. So, okay, let's go with that. I can't wait to see my dream kitchen. I have no idea what this is going to tell me. Pick or pass on a garlic press. Okay. If you're just joining us, by the way, we're doing this quiz. And if you're just jumping on mid sentence here, this is just a quiz, pick or pass to reveal a dream kitchen. We're going to jump into the effects of the pandemic has had on kitchen design in a few minutes. But we want to do this first, just as a little fun before we get into the other stuff. I like these a lot, actually. These quizzes, they're kind of interesting. Something up with my camera today. I look kind of squished. I don't know what's going on. I've been having trouble with my camera. I think it's the cable. Anyway, you don't care about that. All you care about is if I pick or pass, sorry, on this garlic press. And We use our garlic press every single day, and so definitely going to have to pick the garlic press. So we actually do use that every day. We eat a lot of garlic. Okay, pick or pass on an avocado slicer. Avocado? How do you say that correctly? Avocado. Slicer. That's a fancy thing, like we've had these, and yeah, I think it was fairly useful. I'm gonna pick the avocado slicer. It's not a necessity, but it's a neat little thing to have just in case you want to get fancy with your avocados. Okay, pick or pass on a colander. I don't see why you'd pass up on a colander. They're pretty much essential for a kitchen. So let's just go with pick. What's this? What are you talking about, Jackie? Come on. I eat just avocados straight up, just straight out of just take the seed out and just eat it. They're so delicious. God, this OTR probably got to your head. Okay, we're gonna pick the colander. Pretty much, definitely need a colander. Okay, pick or pass on a flexible spatula. Yeah, I mean, there's a variety of spatulas. I think having a stiff spatula works at times, and you also need a flexible one. It's not like one or the other. You sort of use both. So we're gonna pick that. Let's keep going. My dream kitchen is awaiting me. How many are there? Like 30 of these? Okay, pick or pass on a swivel peeler. A swivel peeler. Is that what they call those? I thought they were just called peelers. Okay, well, yeah, you need a peeler. Don't you? I don't know. Oh, pick or pass on a mortar and pestle. You know what? I'm gonna pass on this. I've never had a use for this. We actually use it in the soap room when we're crushing surfactant, but otherwise, in the kitchen, I would definitely don't need this. So sorry on that. I'm gonna pass on the mortar and pestle. Pick or pass on a Himalayan salt plank. I've never heard of a Himalayan salt plank, but that looks interesting. Now, I don't like shrimp, so I wouldn't need it for that, but I guess you could cook something else with it. I gotta pass on the Himalayan salt plank. Sounds too bougie for me. Sorry. We're passing up on that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way in the door. I super, super appreciate all the thumbs ups. And yeah, let's keep going. Pick or pass on a pressure cooker. Oh, okay. Well, I was confusing the pressure cooker with the Instapot. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this. We cook chicken in like 5 minutes less than it takes in the oven. So there you go. I'll pick it. Okay, pick or pass on an immersion circulator. What in the world is that? Okay, folks, I have officially not ever heard of an immersion circulator before. Have you heard of what this is? Bear with me. I don't even know. Is that beef? It's circulating. What's it? It's just circulating water. Okay, there's water from the tap because there's a hose there. The bucket, this thing's on the bucket. It's circulating the water. It looks like steaks or something. Oh, sous vide. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna pass. Obviously, I'm gonna pass. I don't even know what it is. Phil seems to know what that is. Okay, pick or pass on a candy thermometer. Pass on a candy thermometer. I have no need for that. Pick or pass on a blender. Well, I definitely would want a blender. How are you? Is that sous vide? Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I've never for sous vide. Don't need it. Okay. All right. Pick a blender for sure. We definitely need a blender. Pick or pass on a ladle. Well, yeah, we make homemade soup quite often, every other week. We make chicken broth a lot. So we're gonna pick that for sure. All right, pick a pass on a tomato slicer. Look at that, just for tomatoes. I don't think you need that for your kitchen. That's like that's you got to be making a lot of sandwiches to warrant something like that. So we're going to pass on that. Pick or pass on a pastry cutter. I thought that was a potato masher. I'm going to pass. Don't need a pastry cutter. All right, pick or pass on a box grater. I'm going to pick a box grater. Those look handy. I use those all the time. Pick or pass on a wine key. I mean, I don't have any use for that, so my bad. Sorry for you guys. Another thing to send to oh Philly boy. Pick or pass on a bamboo steamer. Huh. Interesting. Pass. Just another thing to clog up my cabinet. Pick or pass on a meat mallet. Oh, yep. I'm going to go with the meat mallet. Pick or pass on an egg cutter. No. I mean, really? Just use a knife. Okay. Pick or pass on a liquid measuring cup. Well, I don't know who would pass on a measuring cup. So we're going to pick that. What kind of dream kitchen is this going to be? How many questions are there? My goodness. Pick or pass on an offset spatula. Oh, I don't know what these are for, but I mean, any type of spatula seems to be handy, so I'm going to pick it. Pick or pass on a silicone brush. Pick. Those seem good. All right. Pick or pass on a griddle. No. Just too much. Too much. Just toast your bread, make a sandwich. Don't worry about it. Pick or pass on a mandolin. Oh, I cut my thumb bad on one of those, but they are good to have. I'm gonna pick one. Pick or pass on kitchen shears. Well, you gotta have scissors. All right. Pick or pass on a tomato masher. Oh, there we go. That one's pretty gruesome looking, but you gotta have one, so I'm gonna pick it. Okay. Pick or pass on a dehydrator. Pass. Pick or pass on tongs. Come on. Gonna pick the tongs. Pick or pass on electric can opener. No. No. Too much. Too much. Too much. A salad spinner. Those seem cool, but just another thing that's going to clog up a pantry. You really don't need that. You really don't. Cast iron pan. You going to pick or pass on those? I don't have cast iron, but I hear they're really great. I'm going to pick them in the hopes that maybe someday I'll get a cast iron pan. Let's go. A chef's knife. I would love to have a real good knife, but I don't know if it's that necessary for the type of cooking that I do. So pass on that knife. We'll get the Walmart knife. Pick or pass on a baster. No. Don't need a baster. Pick or pass on a citrus squeezer. Well, not this type. We have the kind that you compress, and those are really good, but not this type. I'm going to pass on this type. Thank you very much. Okay, on a zester. Oh, yeah, we like having rinds in our food, so I'm going to pick that. Rinds for everybody. Pick or pass French press. No. The problem is you end up they just don't get used. It's a fad. On an ice cream scoop. Listen, just get your spoon out, put it in the bowl. Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to pass. On a knife sharpener. Those do come in handy. I'm going to pick the knife sharpener. Let's go. Rolling pin. No, I don't even bake. Who bakes anymore? Pick or pass on measuring spoons. Well, you can't eyeball it because you'll never get your recipe right. So we're going to pick those. All right. Pepper mill. Oh, for sure. I mean, they're not necessary, but they're good to have. Sure, they look cool. They look like big chess pieces. Pick or pass on a mezzaluna. What in the world is that? I've never even seen that. It needs 2 hands to operate. Big old pass. Okay, we did it. Let's see our results. I can't believe it. We got there. All right, let's see what our results are. Oh, wow. It doesn't get any bigger. All right. Pick the perfect kitchen, the perfect place for the kitchen items to call home. Can we make that any bigger? Let's see. Hold on. There we go. Bear with me. So it just arbitrarily picked this kitchen for all of those things that I said. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Well, I guess so. I don't even. I don't know. What do I think about this? I don't like it. That's definitely not the dream kitchen we were expecting, was it? I'm a little bit upset, but that was kind of fun. I wonder if we changed all our answers, if we would get complete new a new design. I'm not going to take the test again, so if you want to check it out, you can. I didn't put a link in here, but I guess you could just Google thequiz.com, picker press, and you'd probably be able to find this. So there you go. There you have it. That's our perfect little kitchen there. Not for me, but anyway, hope you're all doing great. We're going to jump into the content here now. This is, of course, post-pandemic era that we live in, and how it has changed the way that we design kitchens or live in kitchens. And I came across this interesting article that we're going to look at. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in as we talk about this, and we'll jump into it. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Hey, Pamela is currently undergoing kitchen renovation addition. Actually, 1,200 square feet. That's a big addition. Kitchen, pantry, laundry room, 12-foot island. Oh, wow. That sounds amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Anxious and excited. Those are the perfect ways to describe a kitchen renovation: anxious and awesome, or anxious and exciting. It's both of those things. And I hope everything goes super well for you, Pamela. And yeah, 12-foot island sounds awesome. So I like the sound of that. Let's jump into this here. All right, everyone. Let's just share my screen. And we will. All right. What does it? All right. This is an article I found on it's kitchendesignpartner.com. Kitchendesignpartner.com. They have a blog and interesting, article, and we're going to have a look through it here. Let me know in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, how you think the pandemic has changed the way kitchens are going to be designed, or the way you think about kitchen design, if you're in that business, or maybe the way you're going to design a future kitchen based on post-pandemic effects, if there's any at all. And there's quite a few articles about this. I don't know how legit it all is, or if it's just an article for the sake of an article because it's post-pandemic and it might get a click. I don't really know. I'm not super convinced that there is, going to be much of a change in the way that we design kitchens, more or less. But we will talk about some of these elements that I think are probably useful to talk about and think about. I don't know about you, but the only thing that's changed for me, mostly post-pandemic, is I sanitize my hands a lot more than I used to. And if I'm in public, I don't want to sneeze or cough, or I don't want anyone else to do that. And where before I wouldn't really think about it, but now when that happens, it's like this trigger. But otherwise, when it comes to the kitchen, I can't say a whole lot's changed for me personally. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are about on that. So let me know in the chat if you think that's something that's the way you use your kitchen has changed, or the way you would renovate your kitchen maybe has changed. But we're going to look at this article. We'll just make this a little bit bigger for us, and we'll jump into this because it's quite interesting. And we'll talk about it as we go along the way here. So this is what does the post-pandemic kitchen look like? Again, it's from kitchendesignpartner.com. And so I'm not going to read every single word of this, but we will look at some of the headlines and talk about some of the highlights as we get along. So so the pandemic has strongly affected the way that we use our kitchen, and now we think more than ever about hygiene, comfort, calm, and safety. So I guess that's a pretty fair assessment. Definitely, we think more about hygiene. I know we do for sure. Comfort, calm, and safety, I can't say affect my personal household as far as the kitchen goes, but that, of course, that's just me. So the post-pandemic kitchen is multitasking, and I would say this is a pretty fair, claim to make here, because the um, the kitchen, although the kitchen has always been sort of a multitasking room, the pandemic's definitely brought on more of that. So, thanks to COVID, families are spending more time in the kitchen than ever before, which is very true. But this was probably more true during it, when we're actually in our homes and maybe we weren't allowed to leave. So that definitely had an effect. But now, past the pandemic, I'm not sure um, if this is still holds true. So the kitchen has always been a social hub, so that's very true, and it's become a very hardworking, multitasking room. As a result, beyond preparing and enjoying meals, the kitchen has become a socializing space via Zoom, and also an office, classroom, playroom, restaurant, and more. Um, and that was definitely true in the moments of the pandemic. Not so much now, probably, except for a lot of people um, have transitioned the way they work to be able to work from home. More and more people are working from home. I work from home, and I was a school teacher in the midst of the pandemic, and then uh, I was working from home doing that at that time, also starting this channel. And so I work from home now 100%. But now even my wife, she works 2 days pretty much from home, and she has a job with she teaches cosmetology. So um, it's interesting. So that's definitely a factor. And so the kitchen would be probably used more in throughout the day for us than it would otherwise be. So kitchen design pros, which is me, I'm a kitchen design pro. See no end to this expansion of the room's uses. Well, I don't know about that. Those aren't my words. Their vision includes more open space concepts. I'm on board with this, even though we do talk a little bit about how kitchens want to be closed off. This article really does highlight the fact that more open spaces are what people are looking at. So you can weigh in on that. An extension into multi-season outdoor living spaces. Um, yeah, I do agree with that as well. Larger kitchen islands, so Pamela can rest assured that her 12-foot island is definitely right on track post-pandemic, and increased functionality and storage to allow homeowners to cook, eat, work from home, school, play, all in the kitchen. So I think these are all good things with or without the effects of the pandemic. I think these are all decent things to have in a kitchen regardless. Increased functionality and storage, definitely something that you want in your kitchen. But if you're going to be using it more and more and more post pandemic, then yeah, that does definitely play a role. So during the day when we were quarantining, of course, kitchens served as all of these multitask purposes. Um, yeah, then at night they became full service kitchens and restaurants because we couldn't go out to eat. Okay, so yeah, so let me know what you think about that. Do you agree on those assessments? More open space concepts, the kitchen into multi-purpose um, or multi-season outdoor living space, and then larger islands and increased functionality. I think those are all good things, and they can only make the kitchen better. Um, However, I don't think that it took the pandemic to make us realize that. I think this is generally kind of the way kitchen design has been going. Anyway, all right, the NKBA, which is the National Kitchen and Bath Association, predictions for post-pandemic kitchen design. So the NKBA predicts that the pandemic will have a lasting influence on kitchen design, and the Trade Association for Kitchen and Bath Industry, blah blah blah. Okay, their research shows that post-pandemic kitchens will be contemporary styled because this style projects a sense of calm and simplicity. Okay, these contemporary kitchens will feature clean lines, minimal detailing, warmth and texture of natural finishes, and larger windows to bring the outdoors inside. Well, I love the outdoors inside part. I love the larger windows, of course. You'll know that I'm a big fan of having bigger windows if you watch some of my previous content where we talk about that. Um, Now, whether or not the pandemic's going to make a difference on the way that we design kitchens this way with clean lines, minimal detailing, and the warmth and texture of natural finishes, I'm not really sure. But according to their research, this is something that they predict is going to be important. And further, the NKBA predicts, let me just change this here, that there'll be will also people invest in their homes. This includes, but not limited to, um, the need for multi-purpose spaces in the kitchen, minimalistic styles, the use of organic or natural materials, and enhanced outdoor living areas. So this has been covered a couple of times, just the enhanced outdoor living areas. I think the multi-purpose spaces in the kitchen is something that has always been what the kitchen's been about, and maybe that just changes a little bit from era to era. Definitely now the kitchen has become a working horse as well for offices, especially if you have an island or something that you can sit at, so that you can actually do your work. Or if you are, I know for me personally, I film a lot in my home, and I use my kitchen as a backdrop, so that's actually part of my work. Interestingly enough, it's cool how that works out. But a lot of people are needing these spaces, and so thinking about design, you have maybe incorporate a way to make that even easier. So one of the things I think about, one of the things I would love to have in my own home, which we don't have, is a standing desk. I'd love to be able to have a standing desk, or a desk at least that's able to raise and lower. And one of the things I thought about is how it could incorporate that into an island, so that the island is one level, but a part of that island could raise to be a standing desk that you could work at, and then lower back down to be a one level island. And those are some of the things that go through my mind that would be useful in terms of if you're using your kitchen, multi-purposing for office work at home, but also you need it for a kitchen as well. So pretty neat. This is a pretty good article so far. So, of course, all these things, they're all subject to conversation, and there's no one right way to design a kitchen. Okay, so no matter what, let me just jump back here. No matter what you read or who you listen to, if you listen to my, watch my content or anyone's content about kitchen design, you always want to make sure that you get a few opinions, and you make sure that the kitchen is designed for you, and for your needs. So, but so far so good. Post-pandemic kitchen will be personal. All right. So the most asked for kitchen designs will combine both purpose and personality. Further, these kitchens will reflect the homeowner's taste and lifestyle. All right. So I'm not sure if that's, I think that's just the way it is anyway. The pandemic has made everyone nostalgic for real human connection. And this desire will be reflected in our kitchens going forward. Homeowners can combine unusual or unique items that have meaning and conjure up memories that will spark joy every day. Um, so if this is an effect of the pandemic, and then coming out of the post pandemic, and the way kitchens are lived in, I think this is good. Why wouldn't you want your kitchen to have a sense of nostalgia and for things to conjure up meaning? I think that's really cool. So that's all good. So let's go with easy to clean materials. Now I like this. This is good. After a year of being hyper aware of germs, yes, our hand washing and disinfecting everything habits will translate into the types of materials we want for our kitchen. This is a really good one. Like I said, I definitely wash my hands and sanitize my hands more than ever before. Um, you know, it's just kind of ingrained. As soon as you just come home, as soon as you get back in the car from a store, it's like we're spraying this stuff on our hands. And Amy and I use this stuff that has this bamboo oil in it. I don't know. It's kind of natural stuff that we use. And at first I hated the smell of it, but now I kind of like it. Uh, so yeah, I totally am on board with this. The desire for easy to clean surfaces will continue top of mind. So that's always been a desire for sure, but even more so now, I believe. Yeah, that's very important. Quartz countertop will continue to be the leading material. Interesting, as they are easy to clean and keep clean. In addition, quartz be used as backsplash material, which I'm all down for, or porcelain. The best known manufacturers are Caesarstone, Salzstone, Cambria. Each of these websites contain a wealth of information. Okay, so you can check out those websites, and those are all good, very good products in terms of quartz countertops. So because of their cleanability, induction cooktops are on their way to surpassing gas cooktops as a favorite choice. Now, this is interesting. I don't know if this is data driven or it's just opinion driven. So you can weigh in on that as well. So let's go back to the cleaning, ease of cleaning materials. I think this is very important. I think that for so long we've been using materials that are actually pretty difficult to clean, or the way that the way doors are designed for a long time, 5-piece doors with a lot of joints and grooves can be challenging to clean. And not that easy to wipe down. And the materials that are used to face those doors, whether it be paint or thermofoil or um, polyester, they use vinyl wrap. There's lots of materials that we can use to do that. And some of those materials are easier to clean than others. And there's always a pro and a con to every material. And so if we're just talking about easy to clean materials, my favorite thing is to have a one-piece door that is either a really like a hard paint surface, or something that's vinyl, polyester, or thermofoil. As far as cleaning goes, those are the easiest to clean, especially if they're one piece and not a lot of like grooves and lines and stuff like that. So that modern style is definitely really popular. I think maybe, although we're saying that it's going out of style, I think more people would be probably trending towards that style of door if they're concerned about cleaning. I'm not saying that style is coming back, but I think if you're concerned about cleanability, that's the style that you probably want to go with. When it comes to surfaces, quartz isn't the only surface that's easy to clean. There's lots of surfaces. That's, quartz is an easy one to clean, but so are many other surfaces. So you want to pick something that does not have a lot of permeability to water, because water carries germs, and anywhere that water can get in there, germs can get in. So we want something that's not permeable to water and is easy to clean. Though they do say, and we've talked about before, that the spray they use can be like on granite. The sealer can actually be toxic. Again, just from articles that I'm reading, not my words. And sometimes the antimicrobial process, that particular spray or that process can actually be harmful to your health. So there's pros and cons to all that stuff. The best thing to do is read up on it yourself and try to get informed the best you can. I certainly don't know everything when it comes to that stuff. We're all learning together. But yeah, cleanability, I definitely am down with that. Picking things that are easy to clean is always a good thing. All right, let's go to this one. All right, post-pandemic brings nature in. So natural light, larger window skylights, and growing plants have become essential in post-pandemic kitchen. Outdoor living has become an important part for homeowners crave a lifestyle that connects them to nature. I think this is right on track for sure. I definitely love the fact that they're saying larger windows, skylights, maybe. If you've listened to me before, I just that's one of the regrets in my kitchen is not putting in a larger window. So that's definitely something to consider when you're renovating your kitchen. If you have the possibility to open up that window, it's not always possible, but if it is, it's always a interesting thing to consider. And if you can't afford the outdoor kitchen, which I can't, the large window, just get a barbecue, the large window with a view, yeah, leading to green spaces is an ideal substitute. You can incorporate a window box. Yeah. Get some herbs growing, stuff like that. So I'm all down with that. The importance of sustainability in the post-pandemic kitchen. Sustainable practices are more important than ever for creating a designated place for herbs to grow. Right. Okay. And beyond Oh, and having a specific area for composting. But beyond making little eco-friendly practices part of daily living, homeowners are predicted to keep sustainability in mind when sourcing materials for their kitchens. Oh, okay, I'm not sure. I guess, yeah, sure. I don't know if this is post-pandemic or not. I think we're looking at eco-friendly practices regardless. And I think we've been looking at those practices for a long time. Now, maybe the pandemic has ramped that up a little bit. I'm not sure. But yeah, we definitely want to be looking at materials that are eco friendly. This is saying that the ash timber for cabinetry has low VOC emissions. So those are all important things to consider. I think we definitely are more in tune with how healthy our kitchens are now that the pandemic's kind of, we've been through that, and we're kind of thinking about other things that can be harmful. I think it's easier for us to have these conversations about making the kitchen more eco-friendly, and of course, safer is always a good thing. Post-pandemic kitchen design, colors and finishes. Okay, so this is not really anything to do with functionality of the kitchen, but because people want common soothing spaces, lots of natural inspired color like tans, grays, beige, light blues, and greens will dominate the post-pandemic kitchen. Notice it doesn't say white. As we said above, people want integrated indoor-outdoor living spaces. As a result, this need for a connection with nature has created a move toward a color palette based in nature. So that's very interesting. I'm totally not against that. Um, yeah, designers see wood grain cabinetry becoming more popular in addition to warm and natural finishes, combination of painted cabinets. So, yeah, I mean, this comes down to maybe this comes down to philosophy. I don't really know. Um, Amy and I love walking in the woods, and we go and frequent hikes on our favorite trail. We always say that the trees know all our secrets because we just talk about everything while we're on our walks. And so I also don't feel the need to bring that into my kitchen, and I don't see the connection. But that's just me. So I don't need to feel like I'm living outside in nature inside my kitchen. I'm fine with not doing that, though I like the way this all looks. It just doesn't. I don't think I don't know if that really has anything to do with the pandemic. Maybe it does. Again, who knows? Post-pandemic kitchen design layout. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. One of the top trends in kitchen design, okay, in kitchen layout, to emerge from all the time spent working from home includes creating L-shape islands to maximize counter space. Sorry, I just seen your comment, Pamela. Is thermofoil surface susceptible to fading and clouding with an all-purpose cleaning product? Check the manufacturer's, check your warranty information and what the manufacturer says you should clean that product with, and just do that. Um, you know, I'd love to say no, it won't fade or cloud, but definitely I can't. So check and see what they recommend. That's the best advice I can give you on that. Um, because then you're just not voiding any warranty, and that's always the best way to go. So, and probably they'll recommend mild soap detergent. You know, now if it was me, I would test it maybe somewhere inconspicuous, or I'd use. I don't want to say because I don't want to mess up your cabinets by accident. So check the manufacturer's claim, and see what they say about cleaning it, and go with that route for sure. On top, okay, so let's see. Now, islands have become a space to work. Yes, they have. To homeschool, yep. To use as a dining table, yep. For meal prep and extra storage. So this has always been a thing. However, it's definitely more amplified through the pandemic and post-pandemic, that more people, like I said, are working from home. Though we're not, it's probably not, we're back to school, so that's not really that important. But maybe you still do homework there, or the island is all a very central part of the kitchen. So bigger is better when it comes to island, and I agree. They provide seating for more people with outlets to support laptops, chargers, and countertop appliances. So I'm all down with all that. I would say bigger is not always better. It is important in kitchen design to design the kitchen so that the space is appropriately designed and not just designed to have something bigger for the sake of having it bigger. So make sure you do work out the right size for your island. It doesn't need just to be bigger, but it needs to be proportional to the rest of your kitchen. And in a smaller space, a bigger island's not always the best thing, obviously, because you cut off workflow or you cut off traffic, and that's not good. Maybe an island isn't what you need at all. Maybe a peninsula would be better in your space, or maybe you just don't have room for an island, and trying to squeeze one in there might not be the right answer either. Now, if you have a large kitchen and you have room for a large island, then I say go for it, but still try to think about if it fits the space properly and proportionally, and then build that island to suit your needs. That's just some general advice when it comes to trying to figure out your island size. But yeah, I would say bigger is better when it comes to islands, generally speaking. Further, organizing has become more important as kitchens become multi-purpose to accommodate work from home and learn from home activities. Yeah. So it's been proven. Okay, here we go. It's been proven that getting rid of clutter reduces stress, uh, and people want cabinet built-ins that hide clutter. Appliance garages and pantries are in demand. So I definitely think they got this right for sure. Now, whether or not it's been proven, I don't know, but they're saying it's been proven that getting rid of clutter reduces stress. I would say that's probably true. It does definitely feel good to get rid of clutter. That's kind of one of the number one things you can do to help your kitchen is get rid of some stuff that you just don't need and don't use. And if you haven't used it in 6 months, it's just take one step first and put it in the hall closet or put it in the basement, then later on take the next step and just boop get that thing out of there. So I would say, yeah, definitely decluttering is a pro is a, it's not a hack, it's just a pro tip in kitchen design, the easiest one that anyone can do without spending any money. You might be wasting money because you're throwing away stuff that you bought that you shouldn't have. People want cabinets with built-ins. I definitely agree with that, and that hide clutter. So these are all very good things. Yeah, for sure. Now, maybe this was amplified due to the pandemic and being in our spaces the way we have been. And so that clutter maybe had gotten to us more than it would have if we weren't. And so we really do feel that need to, declutter and kind of tidy things up. So interesting. Phil is saying, I'm sorry, but it's hard to take this article seriously when they don't talk about inflation in the supply chain. In 10 years, nobody's going to say, boy, my kitchen is ugly, but it's easy to clean. In 10 years, sorry. Yeah, I guess so. They don't talk about inflation. No, they haven't yet. I don't think they do. I have no idea. I didn't. I'm sort of reading this along with you guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to take any of these articles seriously, really, because, I don't know. They're just articles written by people who just are writing articles. In 10 years, nobody's going to say, boy, my kitchen is ugly, but it's easy to clean. No, I don't think so. But I don't think your kitchen has to be ugly for it to be easy to clean either, Phil. So, yeah, let's keep going. But maybe. I don't know. Doesn't have to be ugly. Post-pandemic kitchen design technology. Okay, here we go. Post-pandemic, smart technology will allow homeowners to live their lives to the fullest. Gesture and voice recognition are becoming more prevalent. Yes, they are. Your technology will recognize you and allow you to control your appliances the way you want. Uh, oh, I love you guys. So yeah, technology was happening anyways, right? I mean, it's not like technology is a new thing, and I don't know if the pandemic amplified it or not. And according to the NKBA, technology in the kitchen will continue to grow in importance as we remodel our kitchens. Okay, well that's true. I mean, technology is definitely going to continue to advance, and it's going to be integrated more and more into our kitchen. So this is definitely true. According to the NKBA, technology in the kitchen will continue to grow in importance as we remodel our kitchens. Yeah. So let's have a look. Top priorities include dedicated device charging and viewing. Yep. Seamless video communication. I don't know about that, but interesting. Emergency power for the refrigerator. I think that's something we hardly ever really talk about. I don't talk about it enough. And it's definitely something that we should think about. That has nothing to do with the pandemic. That would have to do with more like with a natural disaster. Anyway, Leak detection, again, not pandemic related in the least. Voice activated lighting controls, maybe pandemic related because you don't want to touch the switch, maybe, and touch-free faucets. They've been around for years. So, but I think probably the pandemic might increase the demand for those things because people would be more and more apt to buy that kind of thing now. But yeah, I'm not sure how the pandemic really, except for dedicated charging and viewing, maybe that would be, a little more pandemic driven. Interesting. So yeah, again, hard to say if the pandemic is causing these things. Okay, let's go to, if I can get back to my screen here. Where are we at? All right. Smart tech is bringing, all right, we're almost done. Smart tech bringing the future to our kitchens. Yeah. Okay, probably smart device in your counter, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what's this? What, over the range? Okay. But how about a large screen built into the front of your microwave over the range? GE's Kitchen Hub centralizes smart home tools and offers a guided cooking app, and Google Assistant besides streaming TV and web browser. In an over in an oven cam An in-oven camera means you can keep an eye on dinner while you're out of the room. Other smart appliances. Okay, let's just go back to the over-the-range microwave with a screen built in the front of it. I wonder if I can click on that link, what it'll do. Oh, it goes to an error. Page not found. Somebody, one of you guys can check that out for me. The Kitchen Hub. That's interesting. Jackie's all about this. I'm not going to knock it. You all know I have a TV in my fridge, so who am I to say that this would be cool? I guess, you know what? I'm going to go out here and publicly declare this. If you're going to have an OTR, get one with a TV screen that you can watch YouTube on. If you're going to have one, do that. That I would say, okay, fine. I mean, at least it's a good height for watching something. It's a horrible height for a microwave. It's the worst placement for a microwave. All the stuff I'm going to say. But it's a good place for a television, maybe. So you can put it up there. So I'm going to go with that. Jackie, if you get one of those, make a video about it. Because I think we could be onto something here. All right, other smart appliances, including screens on a backsplash, can recommend recipes, bringing up the day's calendar and help the cook a dish efficiently. I could use that. These technological components will provide peace of mind and allow people to provide nutritious meals for their families. Oh, come on. Stop with that. Like, there's nobody is buying technology so they can provide better, more nutritious meals for their families. All right. So let's not fool anybody. The importance of wellness in a post-pandemic kitchen. All right. During the pandemic, we spent more time at home than ever before in our lifetimes. Yes. In the kitchen. And some people loved it, by the way. In the kitchen design world, that single behavioral change is impacting the industry. Specifically, it's created an intense focus on wellness and sustainability. Rather than spending money on travel, shopping, and dining out, people are investing in home renovations, particularly in high quality ones that create a sense of wellness into their lives. This would be subconscious, I'm sure. And during the pandemic, the concept of wellness was expanded beyond the bedroom and bathroom to include the kitchen. People discovered that surrounding themselves with nature and nature-inspired materials creates a calming effect. Did they, though? I don't know. Increasingly, we're using our homes as space for personal health and wellness, and the kitchen is no exception. Okay, well, I don't know. That sounds a little bit out in the woods for me, but cool. Let's keep moving. Appliances in the post-pandemic kitchen. Sorry, because people are cooking. Okay, this is interesting now. Um, more because people are cooking more at home, many homeowners are paying more attention to how their food is prepared. Steam and steam-assisted ovens are gaining popularity because they retain food's nutrients during cooking. But is that pandemic related? I mean, yes, that's true. We know that if you steam vegetables, it's better than boiling them, but I don't know. Is it? I don't know if that had anything to do with the pandemic. They want easy to clean appliances, as they always did. For example, electric stove tops that can be easily wiped off will replace gas stove tops that release carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, and harmful pollutants into the air. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, they really went out on. They just bam, and which can be toxic to people and pets. So that's just in the article. I don't know about that. However, I I also don't agree with any of this right now. Refrigeration has become more important thanks to the increasing use of natural and organic ingredients to preserve fresh food. Um, yeah, okay. And a concern for people in the last year is how do I keep my family safe? GE saw an increase in the use of sanitized cycles in their appliances during the pandemic. Okay, well, that's really interesting. Okay, I'll give it that. Yeah, I've never used the sanitized function on my dishwasher or my washer or dryer. So this doesn't apply to me, but there is one there. But I could see how this would be um, a thing for sure. Need more likes, and Phil likes you. Feel the love. We all love Jackie. Universal design factors into post-pandemic. Where are we at with the likes, by the way? We're on 30 likes. Drop a like when you jump in here as we look through this article. I do appreciate it. And it doesn't go unnoticed. It probably does go unnoticed. I don't know. Well, when I look at it, it doesn't go unnoticed. I'm looking right at it. Universal design factors in the post-pandemic kitchen. The post-pandemic kitchen will balance function, safety, and good looks to create a space that works for everyone, including um, those with disabilities, the elderly, children in strollers, and anyone else who can be using the kitchen. I don't know if children in stroller. What are they? What? All right. And this approach not only creates an accessible multifunctional kitchen with convenient features for a diverse group, it also reduces the need for modifications in the future. I'm all down with reducing modifications for the future. And yeah, balancing function and safety for those with disabilities and the elderly, definitely thumbs up there for sure. Just if you got your kid in a stroller, just don't go running around your kitchen. So I don't know why they put that one in there. Anyways, but these are pretty much pre-pandemic things anyway, in my opinion. All right, hands-free and germ-free. This is a great article, by the way, kitchendesignerpartner.com. I'm not knocking your article. I'm just talking out loud as I read it. So keep up the great work. Hands-free and germ-free. A clean and germ-free kitchen has always been important, of course. Yes. Focus on hand washing to wipe down everything since pandemic. Yeah. Okay. So touch-free technology, easy to clean surfaces. Yeah. Bullet spray faucets. I think this is all probably amplified for sure. But yeah, this was something that was always on the radar, and I can see that, yeah, this would be something that would be more amplified. Clean. We want things to be more clean. It should also be no surprise, given our pandemic dread of touching things, that the touchless technology is rising trend. Imagine opening your oven with your elbow or even your voice, touchless faucets, and hands-free free water dispensers for the home are available. So I guess so. For convenience sake, I'm not sure if I'm not afraid to touch my kitchen appliances because of germs. But it would be convenient if I could just say open sesame and just bam, everything would open. So yeah, sinks will be made from more hygienic materials such as non-porous quartz that helps the spread of bacteria. I'm all for that. Go for it. Make your quartz sinks. Remodeling a kitchen after the pandemic. Okay, so kitchen design and home renovation professionals found themselves surprisingly busy throughout the pandemic, yes, as homeowners had the time to reevaluate how they use existing spaces. This is very true. Homeowners envisioned creative ways to enjoy their surroundings and connect um, with friends and family like never before while adding value to their um, properties. Adam saying, I think GPT wrote this. Um, this is possible, Adam. Um, it could be true. When it comes to budget, prepare yourself for sticker shock because of current high prices of lumber and building materials. There you go, Phil. Bam. Here's your cost thing there. Whatever you're saying about inflation and the cost of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Um, so after the pandemic, well, it's definitely. I'm surprised too. Maybe that's the key. Some Himalayan suits, hazmat suits. Um, very cool. So conclusions. I'm not going to read the conclusions. I'm finished with this article. I thought they had some good points and some bad points and some in between points. Um, and yeah, all the way at the bottom. At least they put it in there. One of the things that definitely had happened through the pandemic and is still not back to normal is the price of materials and the building costs. And I don't know if this is pandemic related, but the inflation, the rate of inflation, I know in Canada is at all time high, and the interest rates are at an all time high, and so all that stuff plays a factor into all of these things, especially when you're renovating a kitchen, which is a very huge expense, and something that when it's done, most people want it done, well. It's a very big investment. They spend a lot of money into it. Excuse me. I know that it's definitely something that is not taken lightly. All the clients I've ever dealt with, person to person, these are big, big, big things that they're doing, and so when the price of all these things goes up the way they go up, it kind of makes it a little more challenging. So I think that's one of the things that isn't really mentioned here so much, and Phil pointed on it too. That the price of things definitely has an effect on post-pandemic kitchen design, on whether or not you're going to do a design or a renovation or build a new home, or whether you're going to wait it out a little bit to see how things kind of progress in the future. And yes, the supply chain was definitely affected, and that has an effect on the way that we design kitchens, not design kitchens, but on the renovation process and what we have access to. Alan's here; he knows all about trying to get stuff from IKEA. Still having problems. There's still a display comes up when you go into the kitchen part that says, "Hey, like we're just still experiencing difficulty getting stuff," and so that's all very, very, really good points. This article didn't really talk about, but um, do I think that designing a kitchen or the way that we design kitchens has changed since the pandemic? I actually don't think it's changed a whole lot. I haven't seen a lot of. No one has ever mentioned to me anything about post-pandemic kitchen design, and I need to design this way because we just came through the pandemic and blah blah blah. It's kind of back to it's just kind of normal. Like there's nothing really changed. We want kitchens that are functional. Yes, we want kitchens that are easy to clean, but we kind of always did. We want kitchens that have a lot of storage. We want kitchens. I've been talking about, having ease of access and built-ins and all these things for as long as I've been on YouTube here, which is a couple years. And so these are all things that are just, and not only have I been talking about those things, but I've been practicing those things when I was in the design world, in a brick and mortar store for years. And so these are all just items that have always been. So cleanliness, definitely, a thing that we want to think about more. And yes, there's going to be tech, and maybe the pandemic has amplified that in some certain way. But kitchen design itself and post-pandemic kitchen design layouts, I don't think anything is really changing, other than there is a lot of chirping about, do we want now to have closed off kitchens, or is open concept going to be a thing? I think that's maybe the only thing that's really affected is in terms of design. And had an interesting comment the other day on YouTube, and she was saying she's so tired of hearing, she's watching TV or you're in the kitchen, you got the fan going, the oven, the stuff sizzling on the countertop, kids are in the background doing homework and on their phones, and the TV's going, and just there's so much noise. And so the open concept kitchen with everybody in there all together all the whole time, open to the whole house, can definitely be a thing. And I kind of laughed at that comment because yeah, it's true. Like Amy and I'll be watching a show or something, and we'll be watching television, and the fan is on, and you can hear, one of the kids on their iPhone, and just and the ETS is blowing, the air circulator thing is blowing. You just hear all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, when you think about it, there is a lot of noise here, and because everything's all open. That being said, I it's fine. I just deal with it. I love the open concept, but I can see how having a closed off kitchen or having all that stuff kind of set in one room could be a benefit. Um, though I still am a big fan of just knocking down walls. So, I just, say one thing and mean another. I can see both sides of the story, and I think that's what I'm saying. So, Pamela saying that sticker shock and triple the price cost post COVID. Yeah, definitely a lot of sticker shock for sure. I framed my IKEA back order list. It's a nice conversation piece. I bet it is. The pandemic amplified all our kitchen problems. Oh, shoot. Hazmat suits go in the pantry. Yeah, they got to be close by. You have your apron and your broom and your hazmat suit, um, all ready to go. So the pandemic, in my opinion, didn't create too much change. It would probably, like I said, cause a lot of people to maybe hold off on doing a kitchen renovation at this point. Like I said, until they see what's going to happen in the future. But that being said, too, a lot of people just went ahead with it anyway, and just there's been a lot of like. There's been a lot of building. There's a lot of new buildings going up. I got lots of clients that come in through my online design solutions. Um, I know one of the guys in town where I live. One of the guys that I used to work with actually. He's booked a whole year ahead. So people are doing stuff, and I think that's a good thing, a really good thing, and I'm super glad because we definitely need it. The economy needs that, and it's good. And I think that renovating your kitchen is one of the greatest things you can do in your home for your home. And especially if you obviously don't want to waste money, but when the time is right and you can afford to do it, and you work with some people and make sure you get a designer and all that kind of stuff to really sit down and work out the best design for you, it could be a really great experience. And yes, it can be anxious, and yes, there can be delays. Yes, there can be problems. Yes, there's some things you can't control, but doing a kitchen renovation is a really, really good thing. If it's like I said, the right time, the right time for you. Just make sure you get it done the right way, and don't just wing it and then wish you had have done it a different way later on. There'll always be things that you can't control. But anyway, Neva newbie. I have been in a galley style one butt kitchen for 20 years. That's awesome. My remodel will definitely be an open concept. Cool, cool, cool. You need to get two butts in your kitchen for sure. That's good. Uh, like I said, I do love knocking out walls. Maybe if you've had a closed off kitchen for so long, knocking off the wall is a really great thing for you. Maybe if you had open concept kitchen for a long time, closing up a wall might be a great thing for you. Like it just kind of depends, right? So I hope that I doubt you got anything out of any of that, but it was interesting to talk about at the very least. We're going to sign off and say goodbye. Before I do go, though, if you do have any questions, I'd love to just stick around for a few minutes to see if you do before I sign off until next week. So let me know before you do leave. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't. I didn't have a poll this week. I just realized that, but I'll get one up there next week. And like I said, if any of you are out there watching are kitchen designers or interior designers by trade, and you want to come on the live stream with me and chat about kitchen design, I'd love to have you. So make sure that you get in touch with me, and you can do that by emailing me at mark@mtkd.ca. I'd love to chat with you, get you on. We can do a quick Zoom call to chat about how it would go, and then basically just come on the live stream, and we'll chat about kitchen design, answer questions as they come in, and it'll just be fun, off the cuff. You don't have to prepare anything. You just chat. If you don't know an answer to something, you don't know the answer to something, because I don't know the answers to lots of stuff, and I do this. It's fine. So if it sounds a little bit scary, it's supposed to. It is scary. Going live is definitely scary, but I would still love to have some of you to come on if you're in that world. All right, so split the difference pony wall. There you go. You could do that. It's still a one-butt kitchen though. We are starting our kitchen reno right now. Awesome. Just got a quote and drawings. We were pleasantly surprised. Also removed wall between the kitchen and the living room so we can spread out as the family is getting bigger. That is very exciting. So cool to hear. Awesome. Hope it goes really well. Glass walls. All right, everyone. Listen, I hope you have a super awesome week, and I'm going to sign off. Oh, I'm going to see what Maggie's saying. Design your new kitchen, order your products, make sure you have your countertop slabs in stock, get your cabinets and accessories in your possession, then do your demo. Sound advice from Maggie Shepard right there for sure. If you can do all those things, that's a good idea to have, because you can wind up with stock shortages, and then bammo, you are in trouble. Only the things you don't know you'll run into if you don't. Very true. Lots of stuff you don't know. You should look up sous vide cooking. Apparently that's going to be the future of cooking. Phil, I make a promise to you, I will this week. I will look it up. But that thing, that circulator, I don't know. I don't like the look of that. That didn't look very good. All right, love yous all. We'll chat with you again next Wednesday. Make sure you're on to say hi then. Bring your questions, bring your chat, bring your likes, bring your thumbs up, all that other stuff. And we will see you next Wednesday. Have a great week.